with Juan Gonzalez. We've been with you for 18 years as we turn to another. Well, I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. We've been with you for 18 years as we turn to another story.
Yes, now we turn to the story of a University of California scientist who discovered that a popular herbicide may have harmful effects on the endocrine system. Tyrone Hayes was first hired in 1997 by a company that later became agribusiness giant Syngenta. They asked him to study their product, atrazine, a pesticide that is applied to more than half the corn crops in the United States and widely used on golf courses and Christmas tree farms. But after Hayes found results that the manufacturer did not expect, that atrazine causes sexual abnormalities in frogs and could cause the same problems for humans, Syngenta refused to allow him to publish his work. This was the start of an epic feud between the scientist and the corporation.
Now a new article in the New York.
All right. I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Basham Yashai, Basham Rakarkodash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the brothers that's pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. I'm the brother Yahya from the James Kingston, Jamaica camp, here again with this lesson. And this lesson is to reveal the wickedness of the so-called white man. As you can see within this video, which I'm going to post in the description box, right? The video, which is an interview between those two interviewers that you just saw with Tyrone Hayes, and it's basically showing you the techniques that the so-called white man, these big companies, right, uses to demonize the truth. Because what this dude found was that he found that due to his studies that herbicide atrazine can cause mutation within frogs. Understand? He found that the atrazine were causing mutations within frogs, causing the frogs to become to change their sex from males to females, right? And he's showing you that these things can cause an impact on humans over a duration of time. But Syngenta was trying to demonize his studies and discredit his knowledge and his studies, right? And these things are things that's going to happen when it comes to the truth. When it comes to the truth, the so-called white man don't want to hear the truth. He's trying to demonize it, and he's going to try to basically use lies as a means of profit. To profit off of lies and off of the destruction of people, because he doesn't care. When you look up atrazine, it says, what does atrazine do to humans? It says, material exposure to atrazine in drinking water has been associated with low fetal weight and heart, urinary and limb defects in humans. Atrazine has been shown to slow down the development of fetus in animals, and exposure to high levels of atrazine during pregnancies causes reduced survival of fetus, right? But the so-called white man is trying to hide these things, right? It even goes on to show you what does atrazine do to frogs. Atrazine, it's like extrapolating these results from mammalian cells to amphibians. Haynes argues that atrazine could feminize male frogs by promoting the conversion of male hormones to female hormones. The lowered androgens would interfere with voice box development, while increasing estrogens would promote ovaries within the testes. And Hayes actually gave a TEDx talk on this topic, showing you the effects that the herbicide can cause. Now, an herbicide is a substance that is toxic to plants, used to destroy unwanted vegetation, right? So I actually did the studies and showed that the herbicide not only can cause damage to unwanted vegetation, but it can cause damage to the individuals that consume the vegetation that these things are sprayed on, right? And the Bible tells you that what? In the book of Micah chapter 2 verse 10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." Now, the earth is supposed to be a place of rest. It's supposed to be paradise, as it was called in the beginning. it is known as Eden, which means paradise. We're supposed to be able to enjoy the life here on earth. That was what it was made for from the beginning. Zine, but now the scripture is telling you to arise and depart, because the state that the world is in right now, that the earth is in right now, and the one that is ruling it, it is not made for a place of rest, right? Because it is polluted. It is polluted because of the ones that are ruling it. You understand? When you look into the book of Malachi, the book of Malachi tells you that the earth, that Esau is the border of wickedness. You understand? Everywhere the so-called white man dwells, because he's the one that's ruling right now, right? There is wickedness, there dwells wickedness, and due to wickedness, the earth is polluted. Zin, and the pollution that the earth is under is a type of pollution that will destroy you. As the scripture says, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Now, the studies that Tyrone did on atrazine is just an inkling of the level of pollution that the world is under, and the level of pollution that is happening across the entire world on a global scale due to the leaders. You look at what's happening in the Amazon rainforest. They're burning down the rainforest so that they can promote logging, right? Logging is when they use the trees as a means to create lumber, right? They are burning down the rainforest so that it can capitalize off of what destruction. They're not thinking about sustainment of life on the earth. They're not thinking about the earth being a means of rest. In the book of Isaiah chapter 24, we start at verse 5, it says, earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right? The curse have devoured the whole earth, because we have basically forsaken the law. The law is perfect, and the law is what is supposed to be used to govern the earth and keep the earth in a particular balance, so that we may be able to enjoy life on earth through proper sustainment, right? But now, because the laws are not being kept and obeyed, right, the earth is cursed. Zin, and everyone that's dwelling on the earth right now are desolate. When you look across the earth right now, there are things that are happening that are what you would call phenomenons. There are destructions that are happening that are on massive scales that has never been recorded. There are so much record-breaking events and catastrophes that are happening right now that you can literally see that it's because of the pollution that are happening on the earth. Why it's like this. And this case of pesticides is just an inkling of what really is on a greater scale a mass pollution. You understand? That's why in the book of Revelation chapter 18 verse 4 it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Who are the people of the Heavenly Father? The people of the Heavenly Father are the Israelites. Zin, the true biblical Israelites are the ones that was scattered throughout the transatlantic slave trade and the Native American Indians in North, South, and Central America. Those people are the true biblical Israelites. The true biblical Israelites are what they would call the diaspora, because they are scattered through the four corners of the earth, right? And the scripture is telling these people to come out of this current system. How you come out of this current system? By basically dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, which is the scriptures. Zin, on a physical level is when the chariots them come, which are the vessels of the Heavenly Father, comes to deliver us. But now we have to dwell in the scriptures. Zin, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, right? And you come out of her by not following after her ways, not adhering and accepting the ways of this world. Because if you do accept the ways of this world, right, you're going to be basically partakers of this destruction. You understand? This is the book of Romans. Right? Romans 1 and 28 say, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers. And these are all the things that are, as the scripture says, that folly is set in great dignity. Right? These are all the things that are on a high level on this earth right now, which are causing a mass pollution of the earth. Right? Backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, right? That is what the so-called white man has done. He has invented great and evil things. He has patented diseases. He has created drugs that can mutate animals, cause mutation of different species, right? He has actually been able to do cloud seeding and basically alter the weather. These things are evil things, man, right? Disobedient to parents without understanding, covenant breakers without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So you have to come out. You're not supposed to have pleasure in these things. You're not supposed to be a part of this system. The scripture tells us that a soldier that warreth entangled not himself with the affairs of this life. So we're not supposed to be joined and having pleasure in this world, but we're supposed to be departing, right? So that we be not partakers of our sins, and that ye receive not of our plagues. For our sins have reached unto heaven. Which sins? The sins of the ones that are ruling this current society right now. Scripture tells you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Right? That is in the book of Job chapter 9 verse 24. Right? And the wicked are mainly reigning and pushing forth their agenda through what? Through the American regime. Right? That is where it's coming from. That is the harlot that the book of Revelation speaks about, saying, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God had remembered her iniquities. The scripture says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double. So this world is going to be completely eradicated by thermonuclear fire. There's going to be a mass level of destruction upon this earth because of the level of abomination that is happening within the earth right now. And going back to the pesticide example of the level of pollution that this earth is under, these things were prophesied before, as it tells you in the book of Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13. It says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. Defiled bread. Let's check that out. Right? Defile. Unclean, impure. Right? So, polluted. So these things about this pesticide business are just prophecy coming to the forefront. Understand? And that is why the Heavenly Father has placed righteous men out there who are keeping watch to watch these things that are happening. Right? So that we may bring it forth, bring it to light. And at the end of the day, you cannot say that the words of the Heavenly Father never expose these things, which is to lead to majority's destruction, right? And the majority that will be led to destruction are the blind. See, because the scripture in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil," yes, we have adversary. The adversary is a so-called white man. As I've said before, he's the one that is the earth is given into the hands of, right? As a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour, right? Who resisted steadfast in faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world? So we must be sober and be vigilant, because the adversary, the devil, is seeking whom he may devour. And he's going to devour, and he has devoured a lot, through his philosophies, through his evil inventions, his creations, right? And he will continue to do so until the Heavenly Father comes for the world through his Son and destroy and eradicate this place from off the face of the earth. Because in the book of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 14 it says, "For here we have no continuing city, but we seek it one which is to come," right? It also tells you that we look it for a foundation, who builder and founder is Yahushua, right? So this world is completely finished, it's done. There is no more growth or development or sites of prosperity in this world. All that is in this world is a means of death and pollution, right? And we need to be of the mindset to come out of this system, right? Whoever is not of the mindset to come out of this system and is joined with this system will go down with this system. Understand? And with that, our that was edifying unto the elect of the nation of Israel. I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Rakar Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the brothers that's pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom.